I wanted to start things off quickly and thank you all for, who knows what I want to thank. I thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, liking, subscribing, being awesome, liking Power Rangers. It's cool that you like Power Rangers, thank you for that. Thank you for being a friend. Although, I mean, some of you, anyway, moving on. Where am I at, 5? Hey there Rangers, and welcome to another Power Rangers off-season video. I want to start off quickly by thanking you all for putting up with all of the issues with the Top 10 Grunts video. That was a real comedy of errors, huh? But hey, not every week can be easy, right? Anyway, for this week's video, with the end of the off-season in sight, I decided to delay talking about the Power Rangers movie until we actually have more to talk about. Instead, I'm going to go with an idea I found in the comments posted by John Sidney about saying good things about seasons that you hate. I decided to work this in both directions. I'm going to tell you 5 things I love about 5 seasons I hate, and 5 things I hate about 5 seasons that I love. To keep it fresh, I'm going to be alternating back and forth, and we're going to work from 5 to 1 on both lists. Alright, let's do this. Something I love about Lightspeed Rescue, Lightspeed Aquabase. You might remember my praise of the Lightspeed Aquabase from back when I ranked the top 10 Power Rangers bases. Click here to give that a watch, by the way. Underwater is just such a unique, if somewhat dangerous, place to put a base. The Lightspeed Aquabase was so functional. It had quarters for everyone, including the Rangers, and plenty of lab and testing space to develop new weapons. Lightspeed as a season was kind of dry, but obviously, their base wasn't. Something I hate about Mighty Morphin Season 2, over-formulaic with new characters. I'm kind of taking this point from Linkara from way back when he reviewed Season 2, but the point remains true. The original Ranger characters were kind of 2D, but they still had their somewhat tropey personalities. It just feels like the characters that replaced Jason, Trini, and Zach, Rocky, Aisha, and Adam, were even more flat and two-dimensional and just kind of served as fill-ins for the characters they replaced. Of course, Rocky got to grow a bit more in Zeo, and Adam had both Zeo and Turbo to grow into the character that has returned to the show several times since. So really, it was Aisha that got the worst end of that deal, not having any time really to grow beyond the character that served as the wise best friend of Kimberly. Something I love about Lost Galaxy? How they went back to space. Lost Galaxy could have easily been in space too. Another crew of humans on another ship chasing something down out in space. It was a really good creative turn for the producers to realize that this show needed to be different. If the Rangers couldn't be at home on Earth because they needed to be in space, then they needed to find a way to make space their home. Hence the traveling city Terra Venture, looking for a new home planet to land on and to colonize that world. It was a different mission and a different environment. It allowed for the use of more homey, Earth-like environments, while still establishing that the Rangers were in space. Something I hate about Jungle Fury? Underwhelming Zords. Sorry. I'm going to make a similar point to this when I get to Time Force, but while Jungle Fury had an amazing story, great looking suits, and even the American exclusive Spirit Rangers, the Zords were a little nebulous. Apparently, somehow large mechanical manifestations of the Rangers' animal spirits. The main Jungle Fury Zords were 3 different cats, a wolf that mainly served to replace a leg, and then a large rhino. One of the things that really gets to me about Jungle Fury is the Ultra Zord, for lack of a better term. Hardly any of the Zords actually combine in stampede formation. It's literally just a Zord stampede. You know, maybe that's part of my overall problem with Jungle Fury Zords. There's very little combining, and I love the Zords to combine as much as possible. Something I love about Turbo? The cars. As much as I talk about Linkara, this is the second time that I'm mentioning him in this video, he and I don't always see eye to eye, and this is such a case. He hates the car theme, seeing it as an unworthy progression of the team's powers. And while I can agree that the choice of these powers after dinosaurs, ninjas, and a mythical crystal is a bit weird, I always really enjoyed the car theme. I love the suits, especially that car front helmet style. I really liked the Zords. I love the Zords being cars. That was really cool. And I especially loved how they combined into the Turbo Megazord. Also, I thought it was really cool to have those two sentient cars around helping out. Vroom vroom! Something I hate about RPM? Why can't the Zords talk? RPM took kind of a silly, goofy Sentai season and made it into a dark, dramatic story. I loved almost every aspect of that. The only thing that I missed was the Zords being sentient. In Go Wanger, the Rangers and the Zords were partners, the Zords being sentient beings that could talk. Power Rangers has never done fully sentient Zords. Yes, some of the Zords have been sentient in an animalistic sort of way, but never fully sentient Zords that were capable of talking. It would be really cool for the Zords to be characters in their own right, with personalities that the Rangers had to manage, even if they did have big googly anime eyes. Something I love about Operation Overdrive? The idea of the Journey season. As we get to my two worst seasons, these things are going to be more about concept and intent rather than execution. Overdrive had a great concept. While the Rangers were based in a city, San Diego plus Los Angeles equals San Angeles, apparently home to the Saint of Angels, their mission was traveling the world to find the jewels of the crown. Now, of course, they didn't pull this off well at all. Many of the international locations were clearly just places in New Zealand with some big props. And of course, I can never mention Overdrive's traveling theme without pointing out that they once said the characters were in the Florida Everglades with a shot of a huge mountain in the background. The Everglades are a swamp, and Florida has no mountains. But I do love the idea and potential of a Journey season. In fact, working back to my bonus video, I was talking to some people about how ToQger might have been adapted. And one of the main ideas was a Journey season, traveling from place to place around the country or even the world in trains. Both the heroes and the villains have trains, and they could be racing from city to city looking for pieces of some magical MacGuffin. In fact, for the 2017 anniversary season, you could have them visiting railroad stations in cities like Angel Grove, Panorama City, Silver Hills, Turtle Cove, San Angeles, etc. Something I hate about In Space, the suits are too similar. Likewise, as we get to my favorite seasons, the things that I hate about them are going to sound a little bit nitpicky, but In Space has some of the most simple and boring, samey suit design of any season of Power Rangers. All the suits look exactly the same, save for what color they are, perhaps best demonstrated by them being able to produce 5 blue suits in one episode. And the only differences in the helmet are minor variations in the visor shape. In Space's suits are a little bit boring, to be honest. Something I love about Megaforce Super? The suits. Believe it or not, I'm not just talking about Super Megaforce here. Let's start with Megaforce. Okay, I absolutely hated the short coat look, but other than that, the Megaforce suits are awesome. Covered in gold trim, tribal symbols that unite to form one larger symbol, and especially those animal head side helmets. But yes, of course, the pirate theme that Super Megaforce chose to ignore. A real coat look with the colors going below the belt. Gold accents, pirate hat helmets, that neat key skull symbol thing, and especially the black undersuits that just seem to make the colors pop out. Super Megaforce was the best looking team, in my opinion. Something I hate about Time Force? The Arsenal. My favorite thing about Power Rangers in general has always been the Zords. This makes it kind of funny that Time Force is my favorite season because the Zords are some of the strangest and weakest themed Zords on the show. The Time Force Megazord is made up of 5 jets, which all honestly kind of seem like just big flying hunks of metal. I mean, it was kind of cool that the Megazord had 2 modes, a mode blue and a mode red, but neither of them really stood out to me. The Time Shadow was pretty cool, but it was also kind of bland too. The Q-Rex, the real Q-Rex Super Mega Force, was kind of the star of that lineup. And their weapons, just giant guns. Most of Time Force's arsenal seems to be giant bazooka level sized guns, which doesn't really seem to fit a peacekeeping organization where only 1 criminal was said to be on the loose. Man, I guess it's a good thing Time Force has such a strong story. Well, that's it for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic, and once again, thank you to John Sidney for his inspiration on this week's video. For fun, why don't you guys play along? Down in the comments, let me know your favorite thing about your most hated season, and the thing you like the least about your favorite season. So, my next video is going to be the last of the off-season 2016 videos. Trailers are being released, excitement is building, and we are so close to the debut of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge. How close are we? Well, actually, I'm not sure. As of the writing of this video on Friday, there's still no word about whether or not we're going to get an early online premiere. If we do, I'm expecting to get that word today, which I'm hoping is Sunday. So I can tell you what my next video is going to be about, I just can't tell you when I'm actually going to post it. What do we do before a super season comes out? We recap the events of the first half, of course. The story of how Tyler found a shiny and a fossil and joined a brand new team of Power Rangers. Next week's video is going to be a recap of the events of Power Rangers Dino Charge. If we do get the early online premiere, I will be posting that video on Friday, January 22nd, to make sure it's out in time for the Saturday posting. If we don't, I'll be posting that video on Sunday, January 24th. Either way, get the Wayback Machine ready. Well, that wraps up another Power Rangers off-season video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, down in the comments below, let me know your love-hate one. I guess is the best way we can put it. And until next week, whenever that is, may the power protect you. I want to start things off quickly by thanking you all for putting up with all of the problems with the Top 10 Grunts video. I don't know what the next line is. Hey there, Rangers, and welcome to another Power Rangers off-season video. I want to start things up, if I could talk, and 5 things I hate about 5 seasons that I love. I'm kind of rehashing this point and sorry. As much as I talk about Linkara, this is the second time I've mentioned him, and I especially love how they combined in the Turbo Megazord. Monkey son of a... As we get to my 2 worst seasons, these things are going to be more about concept and intention. Just do it again. Gold accents, pirate hat helmets, that neat key skull symbol, and the other thing. And the black undersuits that really just make to seem shoot me in the ear. Plus the fact that I think I forgot something. As you all surely know by now, no. Well, that's gonna wrap that up. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing this topic. And yeah. Well, that's gonna wrap up this topic for this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed, damn it. What did I even say? As of the writing of this video on Friday, there was still no word if we're going to get an early online premiere. As of the writing of this video on Friday, there was still no word about whether we're going to get an early online premiere. As of the writing of this video on Friday, there was still no word about whether we were going to get an early online premiere. If we do,